Escondido Antique Mall. Looks like they've got a lot of very interesting paintings and pictures and prints. I can see a lot of stuff hanging, so let's go through some of this stuff and see what we can find. That's a poster. It's by Frederick Remington. A lot of people are familiar with his bronze work. He's very, very popular that way. Matter of fact, the saying goes, there's more Frederick Remington bronze in the world than he ever made. But he was also a very competent painter. Nice little poster, $175. How we doing, Charlie? You see anything good? You just whoop it out to me when you do, Charlie. Well, nothing yet. But I'm always looking for that California Impressionist. It says it's a serial lithograph, and it's $325. Now I have a problem with that. I don't know what a serial lithograph is. I've heard of a serigraph. I've heard of a lithograph. I've heard of a stone lithograph. I've never heard of a serial lithograph. Maybe somebody could let me know. It says signed in the plate, but it's not. It's signed outside the plate. And if I had a loop, I'd loop that signature because that looks printed to me also. $325. Not sure if that's a deal. It's funny, you know, sometimes you find the most interesting things sitting on the ground. What I found right here is a very heavy coffee table book of Andrew Wyeth's work. And these kind of books are very interesting. They're a very good way to train your eye because you get exposed to a lot of very good work in one place. Just open this up. It's very big, this book. It's got to be 12 inches by 18. This is a very nice work. It's $28. So it looks like it talks about where he lived and what he painted. This is Pennsylvania. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Very well produced. Back in the days when I was a framer, I would have grabbed this up and started cutting the images out and framing them individually. Because Andrew Wyeth's work is very popular. Kind of the premier American watercolorist. And the Wyeths are a generation of artists. That's a great find. 28 bucks, it's a deal. I'll leave it for someone else. Another interesting book, The Photographs of Thomas Eakins. I knew that Eakins took photographs and he had a collection. I never knew there was a book about Eakins' photographs. Very interesting. Thomas Eakins was probably the greatest American realist painter back in the 19th century. But there was a scandal around Eakins. Thomas Eakins painted himself without illusion, no vanity, no performance. Just a man staring back at you with clinical honesty. He was obsessed with truth, in the body, in movement, in light. But that same obsession led him into scandal, pushing boundaries polite society wasn't ready to accept, and in the end, costing him his career. This is the swimming hole, calm on the surface, but quietly radical. Eakins painted the male figure as it truly is, unidealized, exposed, human. At the time, that wasn't just bold, it was controversial. His insistence on studying and teaching from nude models, male and female, sparked outrage and ultimately cost him his position. But Eakins' genius wasn't controversy, it was observation. Look at this. John Biglin in a single skull. Every ripple, every angle, every stroke, studied, understood, and rendered with precision. He didn't just paint athletes, he analyzed motion itself. Long before film could break movement down, Eakins was already there. Now there's a very nice painting. Miriam Burke's, it looks like, original painting Reflection, $850. Very nicely done. Oil on canvas. If I wasn't still looking for a California Impressionist, I'd probably buy that painting because it's exceptional. Hunters. That's a nice painting. $1,300 by Art Shaw. Oil on canvas. 1983, 24 by 36. Well done. Love the way he handled the muted colors back in the trees. The figures are very, very real. He's got the pointer out there going through the rows. Looking for a pheasant, I would guess. A.D. Shaw, 1983. Very nice work. If you were into hunting, I think you might want to buy that painting. Now, this is stunning. This is extremely well crafted as a painting. Everything works here. I love the frame. I love the subject. It actually looks like a barn. Looks like a farm here. But the geometry of the shapes is very, very, very stunning, and it reminds me of a whole different school of art, which we will talk about later. But this is beautiful. It's oil on canvas. It's in great condition. It's got a good signature, and I think I know who this is, but I'm not going to tell you right now. We'll deal with that later. Let's just have a look at the back. It's great. It's put in the frame properly with offsets. The canvas is nice and tight, good condition. And there is a title here. It's called The Morning Light. They've got the size over there. Yeah, a little sticker there. And on the bottom, framed in San Diego. So I know this is a California painter. Summit Frames. So this is a win. I'm going to buy this painting. I absolutely love it. Everything about it. Format is right. The color palette is brilliant. The frame's in really great shape. The artist, I think I know who this may be, but that's not why I'm buying it. I'm buying it because this is so well done. You rarely find a work like this. Beautiful. Let's take this to the front and buy it. So, I found what I was looking for. I want to buy this one.
Ah, great choice.
Beautiful piece.
Very.
Don't you think?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Look at the condition.
Perfect.
It's like it was painted yesterday.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, great deal. So Curtis, you are assistant manager here.
Store manager here at the Escondido Antique Mall, Escondido, California.
How long you been here?
I've actually been about 6 years now. Started out with a small booth or a case, and now I've progressed into booth selling art, Fenton art glass, jewelry.
Really?
Yeah.
So you sell art as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll keep this in mind if you get anything else like this. This is fabulous.
Occasionally I do come across them.
Do you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this is probably one of the best paintings we've ever found. We've been looking for California Impressionists lately.
Correct.
And this is the archetypical California Impressionist. This was an exceptional good buy for the quality of the painting.
The colors, yeah.
You can't beat it. So this is going to be the subject of our evaluation when we get home. We're going to have a talk about this painting and what it may be worth. How long has the Escondido Antique Mall been here?
Been in existence since 1985, so we're working on 41 years.
Wow.
Yes, yes. The owners of the business have been involved for many, many years in other locations. They've taken over El Cajon for a while, but they reside here in Escondido, and they are true collectors themselves.
Well, we saw more than one painting that looked very good and worth buying here, but specifically I've been looking for California Impressionists these last 2 episodes, so this fits the bill. That's why we bought it.
Right.
But thank you so much. I really
you.
appreciate
Thank you.
talking to you, Curtis, and
Nice
good
talking to you.
visiting Escondido Antique Mall, people. Come here if you're in the area. Happy hunting. If you'd like to go deeper than what I share here on YouTube, visit johnsumner.com/insider. Join my email list and I'll share upcoming projects with you and private releases before they're announced publicly. johnsumner.com/insider.